Now guys, welcome back to Dive Loop Coasters. My name is Sam. What is going on with Skyforce? Honestly, I thought this ride was closed, I thought it was on its way out, but I've just seen this. Okay, so as you can see from this clip here, they're clearly doing things on the ride. It looks to me like they're putting the cars back on the rides, the seating, that kind of thing. Now, as far as I was aware, this had been sold. Now again, it's all rumours and speculation, nothing actually confirmed by the park. But I heard from a few different sources that it had been sold to a park in Germany and that's what was going. And it was the ride was sold and it was going on. I think some of the big channels as well, they've also heard a similar thing with the ride that it's been sold. So that is kind of where it was left. And then we haven't seen any work. We've seen the seating that was inside the actual building for some time and it just kind of sat there. Potentially, this has been sold and they're putting the ride back together. Maybe the new owners want to see it operating, something like that. So they're rebuilding it to test it out. I don't really think that's feasible. One, the ride would likely, if it didn't work, like the Pleasure Beach would be liable anyway. They could already see it that it was working last season. And another one, I think from a public point of view, this would be a absolute disaster because if they're seeing the ride getting rebuilt and then obviously start testing, people are then going to get hype of, oh my god, it's open again. And then what? Then we just start to see it get dismantled again. I don't think it's a great thing. Even if they leave it till the close season, likely someone's going to see it operating and going to post something about it. So I think that would be a terrible decision. However, if this is the truth and it is being sold and they want to see it, then there's not really much they can do about it. I don't think it's been sold based on what I'm seeing here. It looks like it's been rebuilt. So I just want to go back to the press statement that we saw back in February and just basically see if we've missed anything. So in a similar way, this year we've made the decision to close some of our smaller, less popular rides during the 2025 season. Eddie Stobart, Convoy, Alpine Rally, Thompson Carousel, Gallopers and Red Arrows Skyforce. The smaller rides were already being run on reduced opening hours and our ride data showed that they have some of the lowest throughputs. While Skyforce is 10 years old this year, after a great deal of thought, it was clear to us that the right decision to make changes to allow us to reinvest in a bigger future. Right, okay, so nowhere there does it say the ride has been removed. Now, when I read this originally as well, it just says close to the 2025 season. Does that mean it's going to reopen at a later date? Now, I don't think the 4 smaller rides are. I believe some of them are already gone. I think potentially it may just have been, if they were closing it, either they've sold it, it's space clearance for this new coaster, because the only thing really standing in the way now is Avalanche. And if you've seen any of my videos, I think that ride's pretty much on its deathbed at the minute anyway. So that would open a huge area for a new coaster. But it could be the fact that, due to the fact that they're doing an absolute metric shed load of work, I'll link the video up there, there was like 23 changes or something, I mentioned that the park's just pumping money into the park, fair play to Amanda and the team. It may just be, cost prohibited. It wasn't cost worthy to operate these rides, just from a operational point of view. So it could be that they closed them to save the operational costs and they're going to reopen them. I still think those 4 rides are gone. Skyforce, however, was an odd one. As I mentioned, it is only 10 years old. The ride was great. These Skyflies, they're not brilliant rides. You've got to have them in the right kind of environment. And I believe that Skyforce was in the best environment. For these to operate the best, you need a windy, some kind of, a lot of winds. And we're on the seafront, Blackpool. It's always windy. It's always horrendous weather. Perfect. Honestly, fantastic for these rides. So Skyfly was always one of those that I could get a lot of spins on this one here at the Pleasure Beach. So I would like to see it reopen, although it was never one of my favourite rides and it's clearly been overshadowed by Launchpad now. I think there's a space for it at the park. You have got a space there for a new flat ride. Now, another bit of speculation could be that maybe they were looking at, replacing it for another flat ride. But just due to the fact that they're just pumping so much money into the Gyroswing Invictus, they've then got the new coaster, they've got the service accommodation, you've got all these things going on around the park. Maybe it's not quite feasible right now to open a new flat ride, so it could be the fact that it is going to reopen for a season, let's say, and then it's going to be sold on. Again, this is all rumours and speculation. I've not heard anything concrete at all. But it is interesting to see that, as you say, the cars are being rebuilt. Another article here I just want to pull up before we close this video. This is from Theme Park Guide. Blackpool Pleasure Beach have confirmed that Red Arrows Skyforce will not be reopening for the 2025 season. It's been part of the park since 2015 and is one of 5 attractions that will remain closed this year. Again, they've pretty much said the same. There's no real signs of it saying it's been removed. Now, obviously, we have seen they've got some brilliant pictures. I'll link their article down below. Some great photos here. And I'll put a couple of clips on screen now that I've filmed as well. But you can see, yeah, so it's just kind of been sat there. You know, they've just been bin bags around the seating. But, yeah, nothing has really happened on the site since. I thought, I did film in one of my, it was after the 23 update video, it looked like the ride was going because paint's starting to flake off. It wasn't looking great, to be honest, but that can be quite easily sorted. So, yeah, just a quick one today. Really interesting to see this. But yes, the cars are currently being rebuilt and put back on the track. I'll head down to the park a little bit later today, and if I see anything else, I'll include it at the end of this video. Otherwise, that's basically it. So, what do you guys think? Do you want to see Skyforce reopen? Would you rather see it closed and replaced with something else? Or do you not really care? Did you go on it? Did you not? I'd love to hear your opinions down below. But that's it then, guys. So if you have found value in today's video, please make sure to like and subscribe. You can follow us on Instagram at DiveLookCoasters for all the latest. But from me here, with the Skyforce update, thank you so much for watching. Good night. God bless. See you in the next one.